plan out what we're going to do when we get home later tonight from work. We got Roosevelt Island that we have to do times 4. We have the Pentagon sweep, which is the Pentagon and DARPA. We probably won't do that unless there's some good loot there, because those are lengthy matches and we can get some other stuff done during that time. We still have Coney Island and amusement park, ballpark, and the amusement park to do on this character, and that'll be done, so that's definitely worth doing. And we can possibly pull off a legendary if we want to, but again, we probably won't have the time. We'll probably wait till this next week to pull that off. So let's see what the allotted loot has in store for us today. Great day to run the Potomac Event Center for shotguns. Air and Space for submachine guns. Space Administration for marksmanship rifles. Of course, you can make these do whatever you want to. And the DARPA today is Araldi Holding, Harrison Walker & Co. That's something we really want to do there. Roosevelt Island is rifles. So we've got the rifles fairly close to getting finished up. Everlasting Gaze, we only need 2. LVOAs, we need 4 of those. And the USC 45 ACP, we need 5 of those. And of course, we need to level up our Diamondback. So we only have 4 rifles to finish up, but it is a daily. It would be a good thing to do. And this is so one thing we can do, if we want to, we can jog out here and get our named guy, whoever that might be.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
We've got one shooting us over the
I'm in a bad way over here.
we got the big man.
Can't see him from here. Damn.
So it's done, people. Okay. And our weekly event is going to start it's got a week away. We're going to have the Chang Leagues here in 15 hours. So tomorrow we'll be able to run our leagues. Next week we'll have Shade Exposed, and we'll have the Street Activation Apparel League. So that's something to look forward to. Okay, so let's see where we are on this. That was character number 1. So character number 1, we still need to do Coney Island Ballpark and Amusement Park Roosevelt Island.
Safe area entered.
Here on character number 2, we need to do Roosevelt Island, and then of course Pentagon DARPA if we had time, but again, getting home at 10 o'clock, it gives us 5 hours if we want to play all night and then get some sleep before we have to get up around this time tomorrow. Get that Eagle Bear up to 16. Like that a lot. Hey, Ball. I'm just inspecting my characters. I really don't have a lot of time to play. I got to get a shower and get ready to go to work here in a few minutes. So just mapping out what we where each character stands, and mapping out what I'm doing for the day. So sure. Okay. Hunter's Fury, man. Hunter's Fury. Memento backpack. Shield slows down the Hunter's Fury. You're regaining so much, and then the last piece, whatever it is, maybe throw some regen on there, armor regen, or get a little bit more blue to gain some armor back, and then make everything else red. Just but maybe something that multiplies your armor. You can experiment with that, but definitely Memento's backpack running with Hunter's Fury is just broken. Always has been, and the reason why I say you can run a shield, but I wouldn't use it unless you are, not getting your kills, and you need to use the shield to survive. Other than that, you want to use the Lady Death, because as you kill, you run faster. And the more you run, the harder it hits. So you don't want to be slowed up by a shield. That's not the way to play with that gun. I love the stationary turret because I can throw it. I like the I like covering my sides with like the Stinger Hive turret. The drone kind of runs off and does its own thing, so it's really hard sometimes to control the drone. But the drone's a good distraction, from time to time. But that last piece that you're going to run, like something like the new build or Bellstone Armory, that gives you that armor regen. Um, the if you had more chances, you could, or if you didn't have, say, the Memento backpack, I would say go to Bellstone, and you're getting armor and kill, and then you just run and shoot and run and shoot and run and shoot. Um, but definitely, Memento backpack just makes it too broken because you can run and grab a bunch of armor, and all those little basically like the COD dog tags that you pick up is going to make you hit even harder with your weapons. So it's just too broken not to do. Either, both of those are good choices. You can pretty. You're going to get RPMs. Again, the thing is, as you progress in your game, and again, the Lady Death, especially the Hunter's Fury Lady Death, it's all about run and shoot, run and shoot, run and shoot. Because the faster you run, the harder you hit. The harder you hit, the faster you run when you get those kills. And with the Memento backpack, you pick up the kills because you're always running around. Another thing, maybe on your chest piece, might run something that gives you like, is it Unbreakable Works? Unbreakable Works, but perfect adrenaline rush. Because you're getting bonus armor when you're running close, and you're running right up in their face, and boom, 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 and you're just melting them so quick that it's ridiculous. It's one of my favorite builds to just, especially with speed runs coming up tomorrow. It is great to run speed runs with Hunter's Fury. The only problem with that build is if you're running in a team and you're not finishing your character off, you're not getting the drops. So what you need to do is communicate with your team. Hey, I'll take left, you take right. That way you can finish off your characters. They're not shooting at yours if they're a good team. And right, because you definitely need to finish your kills. And too many times when you're in a team, they won't finish that off. So, and I have a number of builds, different Hunter's Fury builds, even with the Memento shotgun. I mean the Scorpio. I put all kinds together Hunter Fury builds, and you can check those videos out. And I explain it, break it down like it just did. But oops. You're welcome. I'm still here for probably 15-20 minutes, and then I gotta get my shower and get the hell out of Dodge. So we're only working 5-hour shifts. Don't want to be late for that. And I'll be getting there with a lot of people that are working that I usually don't work with. So don't want them to have the bad impression. Okay, it looks like. Yeah. Oh, real life always comes first. Yeah, you're going to enjoy that build. I mean, it is still one of the favorite builds to run. Right now, I got, on my channel, I got everything ripped apart because I have to, I'm trying to empty things out so I don't have to run back to the White House every 5 seconds. So I'm constantly putting stuff in the stash on one character and then picking it up in another. So keeping builds together is kind of tough. Hmm. Right. This last event. Yeah. Yeah, I got spoiled during that event too. It was pretty cool. Yeah, the Guardians. Yeah, I'm just I'm just going through here. It'll be probably short. It's live, so if you anything I threw past you that you want to go look, you can check out the video. You'll hear my end of the conversation we just had, and you can remember what you said yourself. So I guess, and we can go through there. Um, Again, didn't get to the builds this weekend. Still trying to grind to that 20. Almost 10 levels here, and we'll be 18. So getting really, really close.
Agent in need of backup.
Yeah, you'll fly through 'em. Oh yeah, that million. When you're getting, with all the, you get some headshots in there, you get some multi kills. You easily make over 1 million experience running through there. Probably closer to 1.5 with all the kills, all the other stuff that add up. I'll have to keep track of that. That's one of the things. How much do we actually get running the daily with 3 challenges on, from start to finish with all the extra stuff added in? Because we know the bonus is worth almost 1 million itself. Yeah, but you can almost double the experience running challenging, and right now uh, I unless the team is really inept, challenging is not something that gives me much hard time. I can take my time and take an hour to run through heroic and be very careful. And if I have a good team, we can be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe close it down to half hour, 45 minutes. Um, I'm not skilled to do the speed runs to run through a heroic in
Request.
10, 15 minutes like somebody like Mill Stepmom that does it solo in 20 minutes every day. And that's why her watch score is probably 30,000 by now. Seeing a watch score on 49,000 49,000. I've seen 5 digits 4, 5, 5, 6 times. I had one jump in to one of my games. He was 29,000. That's the highest I've seen on Xbox personally. In the game, 29,000 on my game. I should have flagged the video because I know it's in the video.
Agent requesting backup.
I guess when I start making tons of money in YouTube, which will never happen, what I need to do is hire a team to go back through my videos and label it, and you know, as they're watching, take notes, and then put, you know, help me manage the thing, and then give them a split of the profits. But right now, the split of the profits would be 0. Because I'm not making any money off of YouTube. Not until I get over 1,000 people, and I got to get my because I took almost a year off. There were still people watching, but not nearly as much as they used to. So on the, let's check that out over here. Let's see. See where we're standing on the channel. Got to remember, that's a business, and even if it fails, for at least first 5 or 7 years, you can pump as much money into your hobby that's a business as possible. But if you lose too many years in a row, they'll declare you a hobby, and then you got to start a different channel. But you could start a new channel, I guess. And so we've had 20 more. We went up 20 subscribers since we've been back YouTubing. Lost 2 in this last month, or had days of -2. Seems like we win 1, lose 1. Had 3 on Saturday. So, and our watch time's going way up. We were down to like 50 hours watching this last year because I took almost the whole year off. The views were there, but not the hours. So, tricking along the last, let's go the last 28 days. Oops. Don't want that. I'll go backwards. Well, if I would have stuck with it this last year, really, or taken off, you know, I probably lost 50 or 60 members. I gained a few during that time, but had I stuck with it like I was the first 2 years or first year and a half I was streaming or making actual videos, and I get in there and organize, because right now I'm just streaming. I'm not really making content that's searchable, and that doesn't nearly hit as much when you put something in, it's a build video or it's a how-to video. you know, my biggest live stream was 62 people have seen it, and most of them probably click on it for a few minutes and they're gone. And usually those are probably people that were on there, and I said, hey, check it out, and they checked it out. But the browse feature says it's still getting 50% of our traffic's coming from browse features, so they're searching for Division 2 and finding me. So that's a good thing. So the logarithm is getting there. I just need to clean up the how they look, because they look in there and it's just generic. That's one of the biggest things on, you know, people clicking by when it sits there and says, hey, check this out, best build ever, you know. Yeah, that's kind of clickbait sometimes, but for the most part, I don't do builds that are just, hey, this is the best. This is usually most of my builds. This is what I run, or this is a weird one I run, or like I did the other day with you and another person, I think, featured your build, and I need to go back and make a thumbnail and say, hey, this is what a friend of mine runs. So in the last 28 days, we've had 1,600 views, and the average duration is 17 minutes. So there's some people are stopping and actually watching the stream, and that's good. Right. Right. And like I say, if I put some organization behind it, where I could say, hey, here at 5 minute mark, check out when I pushed too hard, or check out when I pushed real hard and the team didn't push with me, or the team pushed left and I pushed right. You know, that worked out this time. I went down the right side of the hallway, he went down the left side of the hallway, like we did that one day, and the other two guys went right down the middle. That was a beautiful teamwork. And, you know, to clip that out and make a 2 minute video of it, of that portion, how to run as a team, those are things. Because if I look down through the content, is years old, you know. My most watched video in the last 28 days, no, in the last year was my name Providence combo, you know, and the number 3 is the Matador Chain Killer, you know. And when I broke those down, those get 20, 30 views every month, even if I don't do anything. How to transfer a build from character to character. How to replay a single season. It's got viewed about once a day on the average. How to share loot about every other day, every third day. Right. 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 And what I need to do is I need to take a lot of those builds and put them in old builds that might give you new ideas, and then put the new builds, because too many times things have changed. Like I got a video back there and have to mark it, but the guy plays with me for like 3 things, and I'm talking and I'm saying, hey, you know, I'm top 200 in headshot kills. You know, that's kind of my thing. And he's like, doesn't say a word. Doesn't say, hey, you know, why, if you're running aces, why am I not getting a bonus? You know, what are you doing wrong? Well, that doesn't work that way anymore. And he didn't say anything. He didn't ask the question. But he did post on one of my videos, hey, this guy claims he's Mr. Sniper, man. He was running 4 aces. I inspected his build, and not once did he give me any kind of bonus. Well, it's because it don't work that way no more. And he just dogged me. So I made a video in my series, Don't Be This Guy. It was like, hey, if this guy would have just communicated with me, you know, either through text or say, hey, he wouldn't have embarrassed himself on being ignorant of the game. But for those who are ignorant of the game and think aces work like it did a year ago, it doesn't. So let me go a little brief history of aces. When it first started, you could only get the chest and the backpack in the dark hours raid. And you could only get that from a boss, and it was really rare to get. So unless the team was helping you, it was hard to acquire all 6 pieces and then get them done right. And that was before optimization stations. So you had to really had great rolls. You know, you had to find the great roll. You couldn't just, oh, I'll just take this piece of shit and optimize it. You had to find a perfect rolled, yeah. And it was all red. There wasn't turning it blue. There wasn't adding more armor. You were red, squishy, had to run all 6 aces and 8s. You couldn't run another combo. It wasn't until TU7, which is almost 9 months into the game, that you could, it came along where they reduced it, where you, to get the full benefit of the brand set, or the gear set, was you only had to run 4. And they also introduced perfect, the perfect stuff, the named gear at that time. So that was in September of the first year it came out. So that was like month number 8. We started what, in late to mid-February, and then by September, October, TU7 came along, and it was a game changer. And sadly, that was after the nerf happened, and the nerf really, you know, took probably a fourth of the community. But the good thing is, I liked it. It kind of cleared out that toxic behavior. It cleared out those people from Div 1 that were here to making videos to sell their channel and not really inform people. You know, we still have some of that, but for the most part, even the people that do throw 4 or 5 videos out each week and say, hey, this is the greatest video, I'm like, yeah, that's the same video you did 3 months ago. You changed one thing slightly, or you went into weapon handling instead of you finally listened to me and found out Sawyer knee pads is better than running Vox prayers, because yeah, you have to stand still for 10 seconds, but then you can move for 10 seconds and still keep that big bonus, and that big bonus is bigger than anything you're going to get on any other thing. The only problem is you have to stay stationary for 10 seconds, and then once you start moving, you only have 10 seconds before you lose the buff. But it's still 30%, it tops everything else that you can run on knee pads. So Sawyer knee pads, believe it or not, is still going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. You just have to play accordingly. It's like running vigilance. If you're going to get shot every 2 seconds, or you're in a place where you're taking like burn damage, it's never going to help you. That's zero, because you're constantly taking damage. Even if you're regenerating it and you look like you're not losing health, you're losing it, so you're not getting the vigilant buff on your weapon. And you gotta remember that. And too many people is like, I got 100% health, so I'm not taking damage. But you are. The game sees you taking damage, it just isn't showing up. So your vigilance isn't procting, so you're not hitting as hard. You can put anything else, focus, anything else on there, and even if you're only in the scope 10%, it's more than you would if you're constantly taking damage from vigilance, because it's not working. And uh, right, right. And I am, but played this game for a year where I did nothing but that, doing all those aces and eights and the raid. And then when I wasn't doing that, I'd even go into the dark zone. Now the thing is, I would get my ass owned by as soon as somebody started getting hit by me. They were like, "Oh, there he is," and they just rush me. And once you get close, you're looking in a 30 times scope, and they're like, their head's moving, in and out of your scope. You got that split second. But if I tag you, you're done. You're done. One hit. And, that's what I would do. I would run around the dark zone, and, I would like, okay, there he is. And I would leave. I go to the dark zone to get the other stuff that you got to get in the dark zone. I didn't go in there to pick on people, but when people picked on me, I was like, okay, time to throw my sniper build on. I'm going to circle behind him. I'm going to flank him. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put. There's even a stealth mode where you could almost be like invisible to the radar, so that when they're pinging you, they don't show up. Your name tag don't show up, but you're really kind of squishy, but you're invisible for that little bit. And then once I get in the right spot and you turn your back, and if you stop, you got to be that paranoid guy that's never stopping, like you see like Call of Duty and PUBG where they're constantly moving. That guy may survive, but you stop, dude, you're done, because I'm going to take your head clean off. You're going to be on your hands and knees, and you better have a teammate to pick you up because you're dead. Now you know that I'm there. Once I kill you, you're going to spawn in and you're going to rush me, and I'm done. That's why on my sniper builds, my secondary weapon is the rock and roll or the AC-12, because once you start rushing me, I just switch the shotgun and bow 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 bow, and if you're that close, you're going to take 5, 6, 7 of those hits and you're going to be hurt. You're going to be hurt, and I got a fighting chance for rushers at that point. But yeah, if you watch like the last day or two, if you watch my streams, I've been running the sniper builds again. You'll see me with the mantis, and I'll pop up there. And, because even in the fog, you get the highlight of their head, and I just snapshot it. So, kind of like Call of Duty no-scoping. You put your cursor up there where their head is, you pop up and pull the trigger, and you're right back down in cover. Pop the head, and I hit for 79 million the other day. With and it's not an optimal build, you know, and you could get it even better. But everything propped on that build, I had strung together a number of headshots, and I popped a red for 79 million. I was like, holy shit. You know, that's completely overkill. At that point, you could invest in more blues. But not every shot is going to have all that going on. You know, for one, the aces and eights is much less than it used to be. You know, it used to be when you had you hit the aces, and then you could just hang back because you knew the next 5 shots you took were going to be double damage for everybody in the team. For everybody in the team that takes their next 5 shots, so you could get that one sniper build that's a pure sniper build, and he would say, "Aces, give me the bonus." And I'd be sitting there, boom, 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 get my shots in with the commando or something that I could. Now it would be the Dread Edict, and you just get those shots in, those headshots. Sure enough, you get the cards to hit. Okay, I got it. And then they got double damage. They get their TAC 50 out, shoot Razorback. And the thing on Razorback is the panel is slightly higher on the backside than the right side. So if you know exactly where to stand and you shoot at the right trajectory, because a TAC 50 goes in and out forever, it will penetrate the front and the back, and it counts double. So if you're doing 100 million damage, you're doing 100 million damage to the front, and you're doing 100 million damage to the back. It's 200 million damage. You get 3 people do that simultaneously at the same time, Razorback done. Dead, first time, done. And that's how, if you ever watch that video of me with the team killing Razorback in less than 2 minutes, a Chunga doesn't even come out. Because the Chungas come out at the 2-minute mark. Once you hit on the pads, a Chunga will come out every 2 minutes. Every 15 minutes, a new dog will come out. So the longer you progress doing that, the harder it gets. Because then 2 Chungas come out, and then 2 dogs come out at the half hour mark. 45 minutes, you get 2 yellow dogs come out. You know, at the hour mark, you get 2 dogs come out, and then you get 2 more dogs 5 minutes later coming out. So it really behooves you to finish those raids as quick as possible, because as you progress, yeah, you potentially could go on forever, but it gets harder and harder and harder because the NPCs come at you tougher and tougher and tougher. And it's still that way. So here in number 4, we got Roosevelt Island to do, of course the DARPA's to do, and we still got Coney Islands if we want to finish the weekly. We got all 5 Black Tusks to do, and we got 3 cleaners to kill on that one. We're gonna have to work to get all that completed today. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the most informed content creator, but I believe that
Pilot Torres is clear
I'm
for
definitely not the
Kelly
best
College.
video maker, for sure. I'm not the
Safe
best
area
speaker.
detected.
I got too many ums and ers, and my thought stream is, if I would have been 30 years younger, I'm sure I would have been on Adderall or some kind of ADD medicine when I was a kid. right now I've been grinding so
Agent
much to get to
requesting
that
backup.
20th level, but I got so many great ideas that if I get the video made, I don't know if there's anybody's video out there. I haven't researched enough, but like the symbols, like when you're prestiging the weapons, these are the symbols you're going to see. There's only 5 of them. You know, there's steel, there's what's the blue version of steel? So resources. So when you're looking at your skills, so your the one that looks like 3 golf clubs is titanium. So when you're dealing with weapons, you're going to deal with titanium, steel, which looks like an I-beam, receiver components, which looks like a, I guess it's the bottom part's a trigger, the top part's probably the loading mechanism where you load the bullet on top of each other. You know, so they're receiver components, you know, the gun parts. And those are going to be your first 5 levels. Then on your next 6 levels that you're going to upgrade your prestige, you're going to drop using steel, and then you're going to start using the harder to get stuff, which is the RDF, which is called here, let me run into the crafting station real quick.
Biggest inventory.
And then when you're working on your upgrading your gear, you're going to work with polycarb, carbon fiber, and then protective fabric. Some things that you upgrade, you're going to use polycarb and electronics, depending on what kind of brand set it is or a gear set.
Probably makes them string out of old plastic.
So, like the thing that looks like a checker, like a sideways checkerboard or weave, that's carbon fiber. You know, so and to make a video and break each one of those down, and then take that picture and then blow it up and explain it. Hey, this is polycarb. See this symbol? It's polycarb. You see the thing that looks kind of like a comb? It really is a computer chip. So that's electronics. If you see something that looks like, let's see, or some of the other ones. Titanium's like 3 golf clubs, carbon fibers, the weave. And then when you get up to the next level, the 11 through 15, then you're going to start going, you use your RDF and exotic components. And then at the very end, it's RDF, receiver components, and exotics. So at level 17, to upgrade my Eagle Bear to 17, let's see, do I have it on this one? So to get it to 18, I need to, it tops out the receiver components as 500, but that goes real quick, you know, because that's a lot of 20 to 40 per breakdown. That's 10 or 15 weapons you have to break down just to get enough to do one level, basic level of your upgrade. But at level 17, it requires 8 exotic components. That means you had to break down 8 exotics just to go from 16 to 17. So you can imagine what 18, 19, and 20 is going to be. Probably 20 is probably 25 exotic components or more. I bet you it goes 18 is going to be, or 17 is going to be 8, and then the next one's probably 12, then 15 and 20. Or higher. So. See, my backup Eagle Bear is only 6, but I was doing them both at the same time, and I just need to work on other, like the Scorpio, the Lady Death, the Nemesis, the Mantis, and I need to start doing legendaries till I've done so much legendary work in Bighorn that's just not dropped for me. Just doesn't. So I got my Catharsis mask up to level 17. As soon as I hit here in 9 more levels, I'll hit 18, and at 18 it's requiring just 4 exotic components, which is respectable. That's not too crazy, but I guess they're being better on the upgrading the armor, because you got 6 pieces to upgrade. At 20 exotics that would get ridiculously high. Now, I did run with a group the other day that invited me, and what they did is they went to a level on, and they went expert, and what they did is they were doing summit, and they got to like 90th level or the boss level, because the boss guarantees a drop of name gear or higher. So maybe 1 out of 5 times doing it is going to drop an exotic. And we were gaining a level probably we were averaging a level per minute on experience, because they were just skilling the shit to death, and they were corrosing it. And then they did the same thing with like the Capitol building when it was running a certain item. What they did is they got to the end, and when they start all spawning, when you do the when you're taking out the oh shit, I gotta get off here and get to work. Get the shower. Yeah, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.